is Radio Liberty, an independent radio network sponsored and supported by the American Committee for Liberation, a group of private American citizens devoted to aiding the oppressed peoples of the Soviet Union bring about a democratic government in their homeland. In Radio Liberty's Munich headquarters, broadcasts are prepared in 18 languages of the Soviet Union, then beamed deep into the communist heartland by powerful, closely guarded transmitters in West Germany and on the island of Formosa in the Far East. On top of the main studio building in Munich, a cluster of receiving antennas serves as electronic ears on the communist world. Communist broadcasts are monitored 24 hours a day, keeping analysts and commentators in touch with current Kremlin pronouncements, purges, and the tortuous twists and turns of the party line. Its round-the-clock schedule requires complete broadcast facilities and many expert technicians. The programming staff of each national desk confer regularly to determine day-by-day program content and to plan future projects. In preparing their assignments, writers and researchers have access to one of the most complete, up-to-date libraries of Soviet literary output in the West. Accuracy is a must here. These former Soviet citizens are speaking to their fellow countrymen back home. Although the station features a variety of programs, news is the staple of its broadcast fare. Uncensored news. This is the newsroom with its chatter of wire service tickers, pouring in news from all corners of the world, with its writers, editors, and translators. Newscasts include special items not expected to make pleasant listening for the regime's leaders. Items such as this one: Rome. Publication of the Italian communist newspaper Unità in Genoa and Turin has been suspended. Discharged employees of the newspaper have written an open letter to the Central Committee of the party. It says, "Why were we fired without severance pay? For years we received starvation wages and couldn't save a cent. However, our leaders are driving around in their own cars, have their own villas, and enjoy in full measure all the good things of life." Aside from monitored broadcasts, letters are a tangible proof, not only that RL is getting through to listeners, but that listeners are getting through to Radio Liberty. The station broadcasts, with frequent changes, locations of post office boxes under fictitious names outside the Soviet Union, to which listeners can write without danger. Often couched in cryptic language or written under the guise of correspondence with a friend or relative, the letters manage to convey something of interest, if only that broadcasts are being heard. Other indications of RL's effectiveness are the frequent blasts against the station and the American Committee. These range from vitriolic press attacks to terror, and on 2 occasions, even murder. And so, day in, day out, Radio Liberty, broadcasting in 18 languages, continues its democratic education for the peoples of the USSR, asking tough questions of the regime, encouraging a yearning for democracy through peaceful evolution, but always discouraging violent anti-regime action that could lead to immediate retaliation or even liquidation. It strives at every level of Soviet society to divert thinking habits, values, convictions, and wills into democratic channels, to create the foundation for a future partnership in democracy with the Soviet peoples. For the American Committee for Liberation earnestly believes that freedom is indivisible, and the continuance of freedom in the West depends on freedom flourishing everywhere.